Hello everyone, Helvian here. We are back with volume 73 of One Piece. Dressrosa is really ramping up. Let's get into it. Hopefully I'll get interrupted again. First by Nick, then by ducks outside and chickens. It was cute. But yeah, Rebecca is fighting. Rebecca, and everyone hates her. But Luffy, you know, to his credit, well, what am I saying? He always he never disliked her. Yeah, he's always good. It doesn't matter what her grandpa did, and of course that harkens back to Garp and how this big guy was mad at Luffy because of what his grandfather did. Yeah, and then this White Knight Cavendish comes. Of course, they call him the White Knight. And then they're like, "Hey, you guys hate her, but you're not currently fighting her." But I don't even know. I think that's like the one of the weakest lines you could do to defend like Rebecca. I think Luffy has the better um line here, but of course he has the White Knighter. But yeah, critical support though. Critical support. For him for defending Rebecca. Okay. So now they just like they've turned attention though away from Rebecca, hating Rebecca to liking Cavendish. That's cool. That's cool. He says it's been 3 years, but I don't remember seeing this guy before. Uh, I assume it's not called back to anything in particular that I should know about. Okay, yeah, but yeah, they're starting a fight. Soldier, one-legged soldier here is rallying the troops here. You bought the legendary heroes. Pay close attention to the plan and figure out the best time to escape. Good, good strategy, Usopp. Good strategy. Uh, all right. Zoro is with this cutie in the hat. I believe. I don't know. I think we got in her name. I know in the later SBS in this volume, Zoro reveals the names of a few of the Tontatas, um, but they're not too important. Yeah, yeah. They need to rescue Nami, um, and Sanjay springs into action. Of course, can always count on Sanjay when Nami's in trouble. Yeah, this girl or this well, girl, woman. Um, there. I this is one of the few double fruits I kind of want to see it in color. Um, not the colored manga. I don't really care too much for colored manga. Like anime, I wonder. Although I've heard bad stuff about the anime version of this arc. Um, but who knows? I'll probably eventually have to start watching that. But yeah, uh, this is quite abstract art stuff in for Devil Fruit. They turned my two favorites, Nami and Chopper in art. Brook too. But Brook is like he still has he's not trapped, and I guess she likes him because he's like an artist, like a music artist, but still an artist. And he pretends to be her friend, and then he does the bamboo flute slice. Forgive me, I don't know much about art after all. But I don't really have an eye for it. Nice job. Nice job, Brooke. And then immediately we could get much more lore stuff. So there are 20 kingdoms, uh, yeah, over 8 centuries uh, ago. 20 kingdoms came to the center of the world and established a master power that was the world government. Uh, they brought their families with them to marriage of the Holy Land. and all 20 and like those 2019, but it's not including Nefertari, the Alabasta people who we like and stan. Uh, we helped them out in that arc. That was good. But yeah, those 19 have been ruling there since then over the world. Um, and the descendants of the creators are the celestial dragons. Um, and it means that say and likewise, 19 kingdoms lost their kings because they had to leave for Marijoa, and they all needed successors to lead the new dynasty. And in Dressrosa, that was the new royal family, the Riku dynasty. But the creators of Dressrosa, the ones who left from Marijoa were the Don Quixotes. So it's not quite Don Quixote, Don Flamingo here is just usurping a kingdom out of nowhere. Um, when he did that thing 10 years ago, he was reclaiming um something that was his family is like 800 years ago. Um, Reminded you of any modern conflicts? Chopper finally gets to say starts the SBS. It's like what you can do that. You can start the segment from out there. uh, that's Mr. SPST. Wow. Okay. Um, that's cool. I'm glad you got to start the SBS Chopper. Uh, okay. This guy's a fanboy, One Piece fanboy. Um, they're going into stuff. Gladius, that's the name of the guy. That's the name. Um, yeah, Violet's been acting strange. Yes, the one that's been with Sanji here. They're doing their own thing. She has a cool, interesting double fruit. Um, she can bar the sight of birds. Um, and reach a range of 2,500 miles. So basically, she can see anything that's happening in Dressrosa. Uh, a very powerful recon over there. I like it. I like it. I know this reminds me of some anime manga, other powers. Kind of like the how Shino has insects and Naruto can see that when see what they see. It's the sort of common power. I don't know. I can't think of more than one example. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, yeah. She's surprised to see a bolt of lightning strike the ship, but Nami's like, or Sanji's like, oh, it might be Nami. Nice. Uh, so yeah, after Brooke sliced her up, and they were able to escape. Did Chopper always look like this? Is this my tweaking? My help memorying? This feels like a different Chopper form. uh, Yeah, they learned that Don Quixote never quit the warlords. Yeah, yeah, interesting. So yeah, so the celestial dragons are descendants of the creators. So Don Quixote was a celestial dragon, but he says he's not anymore. Um, so I wonder, can he not be a celestial dragon and a warlord of the sea at the same time, or not a celestial dragon and a pirate at the same time? I wonder what the line is there. Um, you still got plenty of Dressrosa left. We're not even halfway through the arc. So I'm sure we'll get some more answers on Don Quixote's situation. So I'm assuming he's not going to do much stuff after the arc. That usually is how this type of thing goes. But yeah. He's with Fujitora with Law here. That's yeah. I was like this earlier. He when we saw Law was just on the floor. Forgot to mention that. Uh, yeah, it's poor Law. But yeah, he's one last thing. He said, I don't remember telling you that it was Caesar's heart. What? So he's grabbing is like nervous. It's like, hey, and then they're screaming. Yeah. Well, yeah. It was a sailor's. Where's my heart? So he puts the room there, and then he probably reply to gravity, which to I'm going to escape chambers. So I guess what happened here is he switched play. I was really confused, but he switched places with the rock, and the gravity crushed the rock, and he used that to escape. Yep, doesn't know when to give up. Where did you hide my heart? Yeah, you pulled a fast one on you. Big props to Law for everything going on. Because he is a bit looks a bit outmatched here, but he, yeah, he is pretty cool. So yeah, looking for Caesar, piranha fish come. There's a whole lot of things happening. He doesn't want them to reach the ship, but he wants to get Caesar to the ship. Uh, so he's gonna shoot him out the bridge, and then fight Don Quixote on the bridge to give them time to escape. Um, yeah, across the Dressrosa's home territory. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It has nothing to do with it. Oh, and Chopper is so scared when they're coming over. Like, whoa, no, what do we do? Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, see your alliance torn to helpless shreds before your eyes. And Sanji, yo, with the kick. Oh, Oda really likes this. Like someone's about to kick, he's dead or something, and then the guy comes in with the kick himself. Uh, and here again with Sanji. Of course, Sanji, the most prolific kicker of the series. Like, oh, finally a tough. And then they're all happy about Sanji when they're. Oh man, so cool. And this is the spread I used. Um, a classic One Piece type spread. Fishman Island themed. We can't see. He's not in frame, but Robin's having drinks with Jinbei. Chopper is receiving. I guess you can see it in the black and white. I'm talking about the color. Connie is giving Chopper some kelp. I don't know, something. There's a cute shirt you have on, Chopper. Very cute shirt. uh, any color spread that Oda does with Chopper and Nami close together is a good one. IMO. She looks so happy. Cute Nami and cute Chopper. It wants a refill. Looks like or something. Okay, anyways, so they have a little brawl here. Yeah, Don Quixote, Don Flamingo is bit higher up than Sanji on the power scaling side of things, but he can still, hold his own for a bit here. He can just um you only give him time to do a cube burst. Yeah. Um yeah, Law throws a big log and switches with it with Chambers. Um and then he goes drops the fight here and kind of switch places with or Don Flamingo here. uh, makes him slice down a building. A very handy power, but sometimes I can't uh immediately get the grasp of what's the hell is happening. You know, um, yeah, they haven't gotten the hand of, they haven't destroyed the factory yet, but they're looking into it. They need more time. Uh, yeah, it is heart right in there. So yeah, they need to head to for Zoe. Yeah, she has the Vivre card. Um, to destroy this factory. We're done with this place. We'll follow you as soon as we can. But yeah, we can't sail without the captain, but we'll see what happens with that one. Uh, and then a big, gigantic fucking battleship there. Wait, when the hell did that happen? That's crazy. Okay, wait. Not funny, just coming from the other side. Um, okay, meteorite chopper man. Uh, Traffy, twirly hat crew is ready to leave. Okay, yeah. Uh, okay, a lot of. Uh, Charlie says something interesting here, and then Don Flamingo kind of expands on it, but he seems more interested in Don Flamingo than the mission taking down Kaido. You know, this whole thing is supposed to be a waypoint. Um, it was interesting. Yeah. So I guess Isho, one of his powers is I assume the meteors were his doing because it's not definitely not string related, so it's not Don Quixote. Um, yeah, um, yeah, he has string powers, so he's a string fruit user. It has to be a Paramecia type, Paramethea type. I would assume, and he has quite a few applications of that. Quite cool devil fruit that you might not assume is that powerful, but when he like does kind of like uh crap like that, like this pentachromatic string. I don't know what that word means. I assume it's very sharp. Uh or else it wouldn't hit like that. Whether that's his innate uh string powers or he's applying hockey to them, I can't say, or both. But either way, it makes for a very powerful enemy here. Um, yeah, lots of stuff. They're doing a cube burst. Uh, he was almost about to kill this lady, but she says, "Don't spare me a second thought." Uh, it's like, what's the point of only freeing half the Straw Hats? The other half still in Dressrosa. If they're all hostage, the others will return Caesar. You know, but then Law's like, you know, my pirate alliance with Straw Hats ends here. I was only using them to get the Smile Factory shut down. That's all it was ever for. Um, and even if I don't take you down here, once you lost your smile, Kaido will finish the job for me. So he's just a hater. He just hates Don Flamingo. I think he's in Don Quixote, which I guess isn't inaccurate, but I guess most people will just call him Don Flamingo or Doffy. Um, that's cool. But yeah, he just hates Doflamingo. Um, he has settling our score from 13 years ago. We don't know that about that yet, so we'll see. I like this SBS question. In chapter 711, volume 71, the big panel, I see some candy falling out of Robin's bag. Was she going to give that to Chopper? Yes, Robin loves Chopper, so she always keeps some of his favorite candy around to give him at any time. Oh, that's so adorable. Chopper's good. He gets a good piece of candy. Oh, that's awesome. And yeah, Don Quixote and Law are fighting here. Fighting here, and then was it sees the okay, I'm sorry. So much stuff is going on. Everything's happening. I see Don Quixote like being. Alright, Momosuke is scared of Don Quixote, which fair enough. Everyone's scared of Don Quixote. He just has permanent evil face. I don't know how. I don't understand how people obey him out of anything except fear, because phrenology is real and he just has evil energy, evil aura. Okay. Uh, yeah, this One Piece fanboy crying over here. Have the honor of meeting the Straw Hats. Um, yeah, Rebecca. We learn about her fighting style. It's a back to water dance. So she's near the edge, and near the edge, back to the water. And when the enemy attacks, with a and she uses her speed to force them into the water. So like, you brace you go for a hit, but then it doesn't connect, and then your energy takes you farther down, and you go over the edge. Says that she has never directly harmed an opponent. She All of her victories are via out of bounds. Which is a cool use of observation hockey, color of observation. That's cool. Um, so yeah, but I guess it kind of leaves you at a stalemate. Like, what's she gonna do in the finals if the last guy in here doesn't go to the edge? They're just gonna like stand there, half our energy jump apart from each other. I don't know. Um, oh, I like how Oda has like notes that these guys are using double negatives. Like, it ain't not beautiful. I don't like it. One bit. I don't not like it one bit. Okay. Uh, yeah, and then we see that they're all going down in the basement. And the fact they don't leave alive. Um, you know, they don't know what they want to do. This is a cool spread. I was kind of tempted to use it, but it wasn't really oriented in a good way. Young Chopper to adult Chopper is it just his hat became more fancy, and I guess his horns have they kind of like changed shape a bit. I don't want to say they've grown. If anything, they're skinnier. I'm not sure what's happening. But yeah, he's like the same size, man. um, yeah, these are cute designs of them as children. Um, Uncommon glimpse of Burke when he's alive. Uh, Especially although I think I hear Nami and Robin are the cutest. Now Nami, of course, Chopper and Robin. Uh, of course, I'm nothing if not biased. And you also see that they're numbered. In this case, it's ordered by their when they join the crew. So yeah, Nami is number the third one. Because you could, some might say, oh, she only joined after Arlong Park, but nah, she joined. She was third. She was third. Um, Brooks the latest at this point. Um, Jim hasn't joined. I guess he's 10. I'm not sure. I hear he's a straw hat, right? I don't know. Oh yeah, they're down here wondering what the hell is happening. And it's Riku Dodo. He's one um he was one of the gladiators. I don't remember what he did much, but yeah. He's the former king, is Rebecca's grandfather. Well, good to see he's still in fighting shape. Um uh and he likes this guy. This tank guy was very loyal to him. That's cool. Um yeah, talking about like Don Quixote and stuff. But then you see the toys, they're like bowing down to him. It's cool. And then some of them are getting abducted. Like there's this weird ass guy with the. At first, I thought this was a toy guy that made these in toys, but I think he has like a snot power. Have we checked off the snot fruit? Has there been a snot fruit yet? Because I guess that's what he's using to bring them up, or something like that. Um, yeah, there's a different person that does the toyification. He just brings them up. Yeah, and then they're kind of brainwashed. You know, don't don't harm humans, obey family's orders. Um, yeah, and then go to the training port. Yeah, and he physically can't disobey the orders, which is interesting. Like, what in the world has just happened? uh, so yeah, he tells them that like Dressrosa Don Quixote separates everyone into obedient winners and the rebellious losers, and the world government itself. And to him, losers nothing but trash. But you sweep the trash on the rug. You sweep the trash on the rug. It makes the place look nicer. And it reminds him of the place where he grew up with Ace and what did I say? He wanted to say Chabo. That was another guy, another kid. I'll remember his name. Sabo. Yes, not Chabo. Sabo. Yes, that's Sabo. Interesting. Okay. 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 Um. Okay. So everyone likes all these Tonta guys like King Riku. Um. They don't know. There's a basically before 800 years ago, there was like there was a time of slavery. And they were very cruel devils and stuff. The pig people lived around in luxury with the fortress we built, fortunes they built. And then they don't know what happened to the Void Century, which I can we please expand on the Void Century, Oda? Yeah. But then 800 years ago, a new king came to Dressrosa, King Riku. Um, so yeah, the time of slavery, you know, I guess we know that as Don Quixote. Uh, um, yeah, when King Riku heard of the centuries of human enslavement, you know, he apologized and then did reparations. I think we do reparations in One Piece and not America. That's crazy. But yeah, so this whole system of the fairies like taking stuff and they call it fairy deed, um, and then convincing people to overlook them. It's like a policy of reparations from him, uh, which is very cool. And I guess Don Quixote's the Don Quixote family's rule over Dressrosa in the last 10 years has it been as bad as that time? Because they still have the fairy myth, so they can still keep stuff. They still do it, but I guess it's still pretty bad, especially since there's 400 or 500 people hostage. As You know, it says here. So yeah, still bad. Don Quixote is still bad. That's and then the mom show. He's Rebecca's father. Damn, that's crazy. Uh, are you not the only one hoping for a nip slip from Rebecca? God damn it! I hear I look like Walpole. Answer: it gets better. Why doesn't everyone go for the groins? What kind of is that? The kind of manga you want to read? Fair enough. Good point. Oh, no. Oh, 7/27. 7/27. If you put a dash there, that's my birthday. It's cool. Yeah, if you're a father, that means, and she's granddaughter of King Riku. Well, yeah, he's the son of King Riku. By extension, yes. Yeah. I'll be in a peaceful, fateful night. It might have been long before that. Oh, when a woman named Monet began working at the palace. Yeah, that's the woman from Punk Hazard, yes. Which, yes, that's that makes sense. That's also just why we're the kind of. So I see the wiki bumps this arc in with Punk Hazard as a saga. They call it Dressrosa saga. At first I thought, okay, is it just because like they um they capture Caesar or something? But I guess this also makes more sense too, since Monet is fairly directly tied to this story. Yeah, she was here. So yeah, we get backstory. Um, not it's like a chapter and a half. Basically, they framed Don Quixote framed this guy. Well, he set up a possible task, which was getting like 10 billion berries, and then he begged everyone to come pitch in, and then he like used his string powers to control his movement, like a marionette, and then everyone thought that oh he's evil now. So I do one thing I do like about I want to say well first of all, as crazy how far away he can be. I thought he meant to be closer, but he's like in distance here. Also, I like how it's a playing the phrase "pulling the strings." You know, like who's really pulling the strings of this operation? You know, it's a conspiracy. The government's pulling your strings, man. Whatever, you know. Basically, it's a string fruit, and it allows them to do this. It's good. It's good. Um, I like it. Uh, yeah, it's all Don Fumito's trap. Um, and yeah, Monet's uh here one of the so she was Monet was one of the Don Quixote people. Um, interesting. They're all seeing it with a much clear picture of what's going on here. But no, she's other side. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at our new royal family. She's shows a Dressrosa inhabitant. Okay, right? Look, wait, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. uh, yeah. Why are you doing this? Don Quixote is like, is he the evilest person we've seen so far? I mean, really. I mean, Tech maybe Marshall Tech Blackbeard. Um, no, no, I don't know. Ooh, that's a good question. Caesar's pretty evil, though. I don't know. He just so far he's just been like a someone you just carry on your back. He's not much of a threat anymore. Um, Enno was kind of almost pure evil. Like he destroyed his own hometown because he just wanted to, I guess. But then I kind of softened on him though, since he's just fucking around on the moon. He's just having a good time there. Um, what was that? Spandel? Spandam, the guy from Iron's Lobby that kind of was very mean to Robin. He was pretty bad, although he was also kind of pathetic. So I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like if you're evil and weak, that's not as really. No one really cares as much as if you're like evil and strong. Oh yeah, he's come to save the kingdom, Don Quixote. Yay! I just don't get how it's so evil, man. Uh-huh. So what? A single night they fell into his treachery. Yeah, yeah. So frustrating. Yep. So yeah, some of the soldiers are from the time were slain. Some swore to Don fealty to Don Flamingo. Then, um, but then they kind of don't like it, you know. Yeah, seemingly better choice. Yes. Um, and so yeah, when you turn into toy, you retain all memories of when you were human. That's kind of crazy. But then everyone around us, even family, lose memory of our existence, and that's crazy. And that's the greatest tragedy of Dressrosa. That's that. Um, uh, the number of tragedies holds the key to operation. Uh, and so basically, it's revealed that they started this whole plan. They planned this whole thing for today because of when it was announced that Don Fernando left his throne, and then when they learned it was a fake, they were plunged from the bliss of heaven to depths of despair. But then, in despair, they chose to make their day their final stand, and they're all shocked. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's cool. Uh, oh, all right. Okay, so beneath Dressrosa there, talking and stuff. Um, these guys late returned into toys. Um, Luffy gets talked to Zoro and Kinemon. Uh, oh, in this chapter 729, Warlord Doflamingo versus Warlord Law. Um, exactly the thing that says on the tin happens. We get to see also here. We get to see that all the Straw Hats' least favorite fruits. I like how Brooke's least favorite is lemons because he doesn't have the cheeks like a sour face. Um, Usopp hates mushrooms because he got sick once. Okay, Zord's not like chocolate. That's crazy. How can he be? Wasn't he like the French guy? No, the Spanish guy, right? That's crazy. Chopper can't handle spice. That's understandable for a Canadian, I think. Um, I don't know what he means by a certain establishment's cherry pie. I don't know which establishment it is. No reason. If you can think about it, wait. And I guess um Robin doesn't. I guess Robin likes the small stuff. She doesn't like gum if she can't swallow it. That's interesting. All right. Uh, uh, this person looks. I don't know. Dellinger, fighter. I don't know. That I'm unsure about this design. I don't know about this. I assume that's a man, right? Okay. Yeah. Then he reveals the assassination. Um. That's whoop. Yeah. Bellamy. Not happy about that. Oh yeah. Law fights Don Quixote. Um. He was like a decoy meant to distract while the shots destroy the factory, but it's like your plan requires absolute trust in their ability. But why do you put so much trust in the strat? It's like the D will always cause another storm. That's cool. A bit romantic, but it is what it is, you know. It always has a flair for the romantic. Okay. Yeah. Zoro's still mad that Luffy didn't invite him. Like, good point. Sorry, pal. That's cool. They kind of know now that Lucy was Luffy, but they don't want to tell the people in there because it would cause like a ruckus or whatever. Um, yeah, lots of stuff. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? Yeah. So like Rebecca wants to stop Toy Soldier, but Frankie is like, no, we can't do it. We have to help the Toy Soldier guys. And I think I agree with Rebecca. Or no, I agree with Frankie. Sorry, I agree with Frankie. We have to help the Toy Soldiers. And I like how I like Frankie's moment here. You know, I don't care what you say, Luffy. I'm going to do this. The deep darkness beats this fun little country. This brave and tiny army stands bold and tall against a great shadowy enemy. I can't abandon them to defeat. So good, Frankie. Um, and Luffy's like, give them your worst. That's great. That's great. Yeah, there's a big battle brewing. Traffy's not doing great here. No, get too full of yourself, maybe. And damn, Traffy, what the Cobra, Cora, who's Cora? Maybe we'll learn later. Oh my god. Someone went and did like the math. They did the math. They counted all instances of how Zoro and Sanji referred to each other. So sometimes and the conclusion is that sometimes Sanji refers to Zoro by name, but Zoro never refers to Sanji by name. Most of the time it's pronouns, which of course. Um but he has a lot of and also like that's a lot of they all have other nicknames for him. Sanji's most common is Mosshead. At this point, 10 times. They have a lot of one-liners too, like once only. Um, yeah. And it was noted that in this edition, Zoro does call Sanji by name a few times for the sake of context, but he's not saying Sanji explicitly in the original Japanese. Good clarification. Good clarification. Uh, I like some of these one-liners though. Prince of Stupid Kingdom, Curly Eyebrow, Dart Boy, Dartboard Eyebrow, Stooge Pirate A, Super Guy, This Guy, Number 7, Perverted Troll Liar, Loser Cook, Idiotic Horn Dog, Moron Clown, yeah, Love Struck Fool, Reckless Rotten Cook, okay. And then we got Stupid Idiot, Crazy Guy, Muscle Bound Foo, Swan Man, Scruffy Headed Swordsman, That Thing, Moss, oh, okay. Lost Little Moss Head, okay. Good stuff, guys. He's like, yeah, what the hell happened to Law? No, how serious, Traffy? That's I don't know how I feel about the nickname Traffy. Ugh. Like, okay, don't. So his name is Law. Why do I say Law Don Quixote? Trafalgar Law. Yes, Trafalgar Law. Trafal, and then is Okay, okay, whatever. It's originally his support ant, which is interesting. So I guess that's where the drama comes in. But like, what happened 13 years ago? Stuff. It's like Zoro gets in up against an admiral, though. No, not they like his gravity's thing goes on here. And then Don Quixote takes a swipe at Zoro. That's crazy. He wants to get out, but it's sea prism stone. Uh-oh. Yep. The blind old gamer is actually a Navy admiral. Yep. That's crazy. Um. So like, that changes things for them. It's like there's a lot more Marines there than I think. Yep. It's going to be this deal is going to be a quite a problem here. And then the Big Mom ship is there too. Uh, what the hell? It's big one, and the fucking these two guys from Fishman Island. They're right too. Everyone wants Caesar, man. It's like what the hell? Uh, he's just it's like they're fighting for custody, man. Um, yeah. Three cards they're fighting over with Don Flamingo: Caesar, Smile Factory, and she says for some reason Momonosuke. Um, the they haven't started Smile Factory yet, but they got Momo and Caesar. Like how Momo was blushing there next to Nami's breast. Okay, so you have to protect those cards, or else all his work will be in vain. The request permission to strike back at Mom's ship. Is that they're heading to take down Doflamingo. They can do it. Yeah, let's go. Take down Doflamingo. That's great. Okay, one last chapter. I'm gonna take Bellamy to death. Okay, family matters stuff, family drama stuff going on. Uh, okay. Yeah, they don't think I really commanded interesting to kill me. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. As he's betrayed. He's betrayed now. Hmm. Interesting. So is Bellamy gonna turn face and help Luffy? That'd be great. Interesting. Huh. Yeah. Don't paint on a Paladin. That's cool. So they're calling this Operation Dressrosa S.O.P. That's like that they made a tunnel for like the factory and trading port thing. Tauntauns is people turn into toys or forced into hard labor around the clock, and then to stop it to it. Yeah. That they must steal the wits of Don Fernando's flunky, the one with the hobby hobby fruit. So I'm surprised they didn't call it toy fruit, but that's as good a name as any, I guess. So yeah, if they can knock a double fruit user unconscious, um, it can get their bodies back. But it's not the snot person. That's the person that gets them up from the ground. It's this girl, um, who transforms anyone she touches into a toy. That's crazy. Her name is Sugar. I guess she has a propensity towards sweets. To sweets. She's so cute. Look at that face. I believe. Um. Yeah, she's on the cover spine of the next volume. So I guess we'll see more of her next week. So look forward to that. Yeah, they have to knock her under unconscious. That's unconscionable. That's crazy. She is older than she looks. They're doing the actually the lolly is adult thing. Okay, Oda, I see you. I see you, Oda. I see you doing this, Oda, making the young girl actually adult. I see you pound around with Watsuki. Okay, I see you, Oda. I see you. Okay. Um. Okay. Uh. Luffy's wondering how he gets out since there's no doors or exits. Um. They're calling it S.O.P because sugar plus overwhelmed equals panic. Okay. Good as name as any, I guess. Yeah, I can't. I guess but yeah, he betrays Doflamingo too much, or he respects Doflamingo too much to betray him. He has his own honor. Um, so he's helping him out since if they happen to follow me, you might get out coincidentally. He's being some about it. That's cool. We take that. Um, yeah, with the flame for it though. Yeah, only one guy doesn't want to have it. Israel doesn't want to have it. Um, yeah. And then someone else comes up with a nostalgic looking buckle with like the buttons. Uh, who's this guy talking to Mr. Luffy like that? I've known that. Yeah, he's done that for years. Wow. It's the annual face. He's doing the annual face, but this time I think it's more warranted. Why, why, why are you crying? I'll save Traffy. Uh, I'll save Traffy and whoop Mingo. And I'm not worried about the flap fruit. uh, Sounds like yeah, Robin's here. Nice to see her again. Oh, okay. Evolution Army Assistant Fishman Karate Master Koala. Koala, that's cool. Have you been there? What happened? What did he change? Oh, interesting. I thought he might hit me. Okay, interesting. Let me know when you have the detail. Okay. Also be safe that the ace's fruit is mine. Huh. It's up to us to continue living out his will. I didn't think he was alive. I thought he died. I really thought he was dead. Yeah. I wonder what arc it would be in, but I was spoiled that Sabo is still alive. That sucks. That's still this reveal that was crazy. When Luffy's face here. Oh my god. And that's the end of the volume. So Sabo's assuming. So yeah, it looks like from what we know, Sabo's on Luffy's side, of course. I would hope so. Yeah, after everything. But yeah, I guess he was hanging out with the Revolution Army. I wonder why he didn't reveal his presence though. It says that Ace's fruit is mine. Does he intend to get Ace's devil fruit? Does he not have a devil fruit himself right now? I wonder. Um, yeah, there's a lot. There's like so much stuff going on. But so it's so good. Yeah. Until next time though, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.